Hello and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Munstead, joined by Dave Harley as we look back on an enthralling tussle. Dave, final score, What the Fork Monarchs 50, Berwick Bandits 40. 3 league points to start the season for the Monarchs, and Berwick, they'll maybe feel a wee bit tough done by. There was no decisions or anything went against them, but they'd have been looking for a point. They got to eat 15, just needing a share of the spoils for that, and the Monarchs put a big 5-1, so they go home empty-handed, Dave. But a great curtain raiser to start the Monarchs season.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opening night for the Monarchs. Everything we're looking for, the new boys scoring points, some great racing, temperature's gone up, I'm feeling a bit warm here tonight, so and a win sending the opponents home with 0 points. Everything you want in opening night, and it bodes well for the coming weekend and the season ahead.
Yep, as you mentioned there, bodes well. As per usual, we'll get reaction from both camps. We'll hear from the Monarchs' Josh Pickering, we'll hear from Berwick's Ricky Wells, and as usual, we always have our Heat of the Week. And this week we had a couple to choose for, Dave. I had one marked down, and then Heat 15 came along, and
contenders for race of the season already. Even Heat 1 tonight was a fantastic battle between Sam and Bomber.
Yep, some great racing right from the off tonight, and you know what, Dave, coming into it, me, we always have this, I'm the pessimist at the two of us, you're the optimist. We spoke before the match and I said if you'd offered me 46-44 to the Monarchs, I would have taken it. We know Berwick are a solid outfit. You look at the names, Harris, Wells, Piper, Flint, guys that are excellent riders, and they're excellent riders at Armadale, particularly Piper and Wells, both multiple season Monarchs. On our side of the pits, you had two guys making their competitive league debuts in the UK, one guy making his Monarchs debut, and James Sargent coming back for a pretty nasty knock at this track as well. Yep. So that can always play a little bit in your head. So I just thought if we could eke out with a win, I'd have been happy. So to come out 10-point victors, scoring throughout, every single Monarch can take positives from that. The fans can go home happy as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think you were the only one a bit pessimistic tonight. As you say, I like to be positive, and I thought we would edge it, but it was going to be an edge it thing. Whereas we didn't edge that tonight. We went and won that match, and as you said, Heat 15, when it was down to let's make sure Berwick go home with nothing. Yep. Josh Pickering made sure that happened, and Sam out front in the lead. Everything we wanted from an opening night, and I'm really looking forward to the weekend now. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, you can accuse me as much bias as you want, but we know Sam Masters is the number one rider in the league. That was proven last year statistically. Most points, highest average, etc., etc. And he led from the front today. 13 plus 2 paid max. Josh Pickering moving into that senior heat leader role at number 5, steps up to the plate 14, and that's the kind of scoring we're going to need. 27 points from your top two men. That gives you a table set, and okay, it's nip and tuck and it's tight, but you get to Heat 13, 5-1, Heat 15, 5-1, and it's a 10-point victory and 3 points on the board.
Good night Vienna for Berwick at that point, and and Sam, it's a paid maximum tonight, but really earned the full maximum, because Heat 13 and 15, he dominated the first corner, and it must have been a beautiful sight looking over his shoulder, seeing Pickle fly past him, and he's happy to take that second place. 5 points for the team, and 3 points for the league table.
Yep, and I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the new boys. Davey, of course, led from the front by Sam and Josh, but Lassie Fredrickson, what a debut. His first race, he was tight, he was compact, you thought, he knows how to turn it. His second one, at one point I thought he was going to go around Ricky Wells and get a paid win, and then Heat 8, off the outside gate, makes a great trap and controls the race from the front. 5 points, cracking debut by Lassie.
Yeah, flew into the distance. It's a fantastic night for him, and good to see him getting man of the match. I probably did agree with that in the end, just about, because it's his opening night and the amount of time he's had to wait to get his opportunity here. But brilliant for him as well, and the same for Paco. I mean, he missed practice because of the visa issues. I don't know if that's his first laps in the UK tonight, so he maybe struggled off the start in his first race. He obviously took extra time because he was last in the tapes in his second race, getting whatever setup it was or whatever tweak it worked, came through, and another cracking race in Heat 9, holding off Bomber Harris.
Yeah, you mentioned that there. I mean, Heat 9 would have been race of the week any other week of the season, but for Josh Pickering, and Heat 15, so cracking. And then even you go down the line, Jacob Hook, 1+1, but a solid third, and actually probably did the job that got his partner into second, and James Sargent for a 3-all in Heat 2, and then just probably get caught up in traffic. He was never far away, he was in the mix, and the points will come.
Yeah, that's it. You want guys that are going to be in the first corner on each other's shoulders. They are battling around, and as you say, the way that he pushed Bickley Made sure Sargent came through, and that was a solid 3-all in Heat 2. And suddenly we're looking, after the first 2 races, everybody's looking around at each other going, this could be a good night for us.
Oh, nice, the ambulance to help us out there, don't worry.
Yeah, we do have 2 ambulances at Armadale this season. They're making sure of that, get their voices heard. but yeah, no, excellent. And he wasn't far off the pace, Jacob, in his other 3 races as well. And it's good we've got far enough ahead that there's no decision to Heat 14. You know, Jacob's in on merit. James maybe disappointed with falling in what heat was it?
It was his third race.
Third race. Yep. Yeah, he ate, but again, brilliant from Lassie. You know, that's when the one mistake we made all night, his teammate made sure that it made no damage.
Yep, and still, you mentioned that even given for the fall, still 4 paid 6, wasn't it, for James Sargent? So a solid night's work down the line. Of course, we mentioned that Josh Pickering was the star of the show in that Heat 15, and we caught up with him after, and he talks us through that race, which we'll see a little later as well. Well, Josh, good first night for the Monarchs, 10-point victory, and a good night for yourself, 14 points. Everyone goes home happy.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. A team wins the most important thing, but I'm happy with my personal performance. Dropped the first one to Ricky in Heat 4, but he's a great rider and he's done a lot of laps around here, so it was no mean feat, but it was good to turn things around and finish on a good note, 4 wins. And
talk me through that Heat 15. Obviously, it looked like yourself and Bomber both wanted the same bit at the start gate. You went out for the dirt, that allowed the 2 Berwick boys by, but you weren't going to be denied.
Nah, when we went out for Heat 13, I said to Sam, you want to go same again? He goes, oh, well, they got choice, but when they picked 2 and 4, we then went, I said, would you want the outside or the inside? And Sam's like, I'll go off 1. I said, well, same again then. And then when I went to go from the start, I didn't get the best reaction from the bike. And then I sort of made it to the corner, but then, me, Bomber and Ricky were all there, and then next thing you know, I found myself at the back and I went quite deep into 3 and 4 and cut back and managed to get past Ricky. And then I followed Bomber for a lap, and then, I suppose not many people can say they went round the outside of him, but I passed him in 1 and 2, and then I was going to sit behind Sam, and I thought job's done. And then as I've gone into turn 3 and 4, Sam's lifted not expectedly, and then obviously because Bomber and Ricky would have been up my clacker, so I had to keep the throttle on and pass Sam, because if I was to back off, then potentially could have lost the race. So again, awesome win for the boys. There's a few newcomers, so we can continue this form to Berwick and Newcastle. Will be a good weekend.
Yep, you mentioned that there, obviously Lassie debut. First time in a competitive match of the track, 5 points.
Yeah.
Paco first time as a Monarch 7, and Jacob picks up a solid third, paid second in his first race, so that everyone can be happy with their night's work.
Definitely, mate. It was great that Lassie had a heat win, and it wasn't even in his easiest one of the night. So he's looking better out there every lap. Kaisi, he's a few teething issues, but he'll get going and he'll be scoring double figures easy every single match. And then you've got Sam, who's sort of unstoppable around here. I need to do my bit. Sarge, he's an unbelievable rider around here on his day. He had a bit of a crash and things like that. So all in all, though, again, it's a team sport tonight, and we got the gravy, so that's what matters.
You mentioned that, it's obviously a tough start. Berwick were coming up. They're a solid team. Bomber, Teo, Ricky, guys that absolutely love this place. So to send them home with no points, big boost for the Monarchs going forward. We have a busy weekend and then big matches to come in the next couple of weeks as well. Yeah,
definitely, mate. The team that Berwick have is you got Bomber, who's an all in all out racer every single time. 4 laps, he's always on the limit. Ricky, on his day, he's a number 1 any day of the week in this league, and he could beat anyone on his day as well. So he's a great rider. Jai Etheridge being at reserve, he's had a lot of experience over here, so they've got a very good team throughout. They're quite strong in the middle as well, with having Theo and Leon Flint. So Leon's one of the up-and-comers. Obviously, everyone's starting to know him. He's doing well for Wolves and things like that. So, again, they're a very solid 1 to 7, but it shows you how good ours is as well.
And it must just be nice to actually get some laps in. You've had how many postponements with Kingsland so far? Must be nice just to get that first competitive meeting done, and now the season starts proper.
Yeah, well, I think I've been here for 7 weeks on Wednesdays, but I've had a lot of stuff to sort out prior to racing. Find an apartment and sort my life out a bit. I had to go to Poland, do a couple of meetings out there for just practice, So I've done all that and got all that stuff done, but then been a bit unfortunate with the weather with Kings Lynn, but we should be right for Monday night, so I'm looking forward to that. But just while I'm now, I just want to take this chance to a very close friend of mine lost his dad a few weeks ago, so that 8:15 was for him. So I'm sad I couldn't be there for my family and friends back home in this shit time. But yeah, and also heart and condolences out to Nigel Pearson and his family. Another great man taken too soon for no reason whatsoever. So this band today, that was for them.
Not sure if Josh maybe misremembered the race. I seem to remember him going around both Berwick riders in one move. He seems to think he took a lap to do both, but we'll see that a little bit later. But yeah, excellent work from the Monarchs there. From the Bandits' point of view, do you think they'll be going home a lot? But you're obviously disappointed when you get to heat 15 with a chance of a point, but they must have been coming here smelling blood tonight. So to go home with nothing, and you know they've made those changes. They've brought the likes of Balmer and Ricky Wells in to boost themselves in heat 13 and 15, and on the road it's 2-5-1s and it's 0 points.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was a decent Berwick support up tonight. I think they did sniff a chance to win with us. Potential a little bit vulnerable with the new guys there, and there'll be one or two of them looking down. Ty Proctor's not had his best night, obviously, and he's been told just go for a flyer because we've got Giant if necessary, and that's what happened. And Kyle Bickley again, only 1 point after looking so good last week. As he said in his interview afterward, it's a completely different kettle of fish racing at this level versus a National League. But they are good. They're developing some young guys, and Theo looking better again. That's the best I've seen him looking at the start of the season. So there's still cause for optimism for Berwick, and I'm sure tomorrow night they'll be determined to turn the scores round. Yep,
definitely. And as much as said that, and I caught up with Ricky Wells after the match. So Ricky, a tough night for the Bandits, just fell short at that point at the end.
Yeah, Edinburgh are a strong team. Pico's been here for 5 years now, I think. So, and Sam's, it's they got a strong heat leader team. The new boys actually surprised me. I looked at the track early on and had quite a bit of material, so I thought it's going to suit me. And to be fair, I didn't think the new boys on Edinburgh would do as good as I did, but fair play to them. It's they're a solid team, so a lot of home track advantage here, but obviously a lot of the boys haven't had any meetings here at all, so yeah, fair play and well done to Edinburgh.
In heat 15, yourself and Bomber got into that position. Did you think you were going to be able to hold Josh off? Did you see him coming round outside on that first and second bend?
There's only so much I could do because I kind of made it level on the start, but everyone's there chasing the dirt, so I cut back, got on the inside, and down the back straight, and I thought, we're on here, but tried to team ride with Bomber for a 3-3, got stuck on the inside, and at the inside just goes so slick towards the end of the night, so it's very hard to actually build any momentum after a lap on the inside trying to team ride, but fair play. Pico just put around the boards as he does, and got the 5-1 with Sam.
And from your point of view, obviously early in the season, but Berwick famous for building a team spirit and being a great place to be. You seen that so far? You think you're going to be in for a good, enjoyable season? Yeah,
it's enjoyable, and I was a bit when it was the talks were beginning before contracts were signed and stuff. I was a little bit I want to be on a decent winning team that's at top of the table, and they made their intentions pretty clear, signing Palmer, and as far as the management, it's a great club. Everyone's friends, and it's a real kind of family environment. So and I don't mind Berwick. It's not my favorite track, but it's always one I do all right at. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship, but biggest thing for me is I'm struggling with a bit of arm pump right now, and it's not going away for some reason. So,
and of course, quick turnaround, chance to get revenge in 24 hours' time back home.
That's it, yeah. We got to do that.
And we've seen it, obviously, first meeting of the season, I think, against Birmingham at home. I think all 7 of your guys were paid for at least one win, so it looks like it's going to be a bit of Fortress Shield this year.
I wouldn't judge anything off a meeting with Birmingham, other than Adam Ellis and Klaus Vissing. Ashley Morris and his dad, I don't think they're a very strong team, to be fair. So it's, I wouldn't judge anything off that. But we're gonna, aim to win all our home matches and hopefully pick up some points on the road as well.
Thanks, Ricky. Ricky there looking set for a big season. Obviously mentioned he's still got those arm pumps, as they call them. That's what, when you get the muscle spasms. And I don't think maybe people realise just how bad that arm injury Ricky took a couple of years ago. It was at the start of 20 18, I want to say.
Something like
When I remember at our season launch night speaking to him, and he showed me the muscle tendons on his forearm were hanging off. They'd been ripped off the bone, and that doesn't heal very quickly or easily.
No, not the best.
So yeah, but a great performance by Ricky tonight, 11 points, and he'll be looking for more of the same from himself, but with a bit more backup tomorrow when we head to Shielfield. It's a busy weekend, Dave. Obviously we're at Berwick tomorrow night. 6:30 tapes up, part of a double header. It's the Bandits versus the Monarchs first, then the Bullets versus the Devils, and then KO Cup action on Sunday down at Newcastle. That's a 5:30 tapes up. Keeping me on my toes with all these different tapes up times here. I think that's due to Newcastle United.
I loved
match
the way
of
the other night you said, oh yeah, the Berwick match has been brought forward to 6:30 and the Newcastle's been put later to 5:30. I still.
That's it. Never
So
thought.
remember those times, guys, if you're
Yeah.
heading down, because it's obviously a massive weekend, and hey, I'm not sure who that is, but
That's Paco.
Paco celebrating his good points tonight, and hey, let me be my optimistic self again. Let's go and see if we can take some points from Berwick, and it's a cup tie on Sunday, so really it's about keeping it close. But we go away and win, and boost us for the rest of the season.
Yep, if you can't make either of those, then live updates will be available on the Monarchs website, so do keep an eye on them. And of course, Dave, that just leaves our heat of the night with a few contenders, but there was only one winner in the end. They left the best till last, Heat 15, and as we call it here at Armadale, a Josh Pickering special.
Chris is positioning there at the gate. They're right alongside each other. Jim Syme asks them both to move, I think. And they could be in trouble if they don't obey. Oh well.
Not sure they moved an inch there.
So it's Masters. Pickering at the back. Berwick have the second and third they would need, but they'll have to work hard to keep Josh Pickering there. Look at that from Pickering. What a move. Sensational. Now he needs to find room up front. Masters and Pickering. Absolutely hell for leather. Harris trying to get through. That was a sensational move by Pickering. The Bandits knew they had to keep him out, but they couldn't do it. Pickering wins it. Masters completes a paid maximum, and Berwick, I'm afraid, get nothing. They knew the job in that last race, but they couldn't hold that man Pickering out. And I think people should have kept their Monarch of the match perhaps to the last race, because that was maybe the best move of the night. 5-1 to the Monarchs there. They finished on 50, which is, I think, exceeds most people's expectations.
Yes, your Heat 15 result. An absolutely outrageous win by that man in blue, Josh Pickering, backed up by captain and teammate Sam Masters in red, and Chris Harris was third in white with Ricky Wells at the back. A 5-1 to the Monarchs, and your final score 50 to the Walk the Fork Monarchs and 40 to the Berwick Bandits. Outrageous ride by Josh there. You could see him and Chris Harris both wanted the same bit off the start. As I said to Josh there, he maybe went a little bit too wide in the first and second bend, allowing both the Bandits in, but after that he wasn't going to be denied right round, and actually the only concern myself and Mike had in the commentary box was if he was going to collect Sam when he dives under him. But absolutely fantastic, and what a way to end the meeting. Brilliant.
I think the track man couldn't have got any more dirt any wider. It's just fantastic. These four guys going for it like that is a brilliant race, and it's what we want to see every week. And Josh when he's got it nailed on is fantastic to watch. And I'll be kind of wait till I see it myself tomorrow morning when the show comes out. But if that's meeting one, can't wait to see what happens next week.
Yep, couldn't agree more, Dave. A fantastic end to a fantastic night. Your final score was the Walk the Fork Monarchs 50, the Berwick Bandits 40. Until Wednesday, when we'll be back to preview the second leg of the KO Cup against Newcastle. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.